Since we can see that the Uncle Sam has failed us, and he has failed us. Eastland is part of Uncle Sam. Governor, Senator Russell, that's Uncle Sam. Goldwater, that's Uncle Sam. He's just as much Uncle Sam as Javits and Keating and the rest of them. All of them are part of the same system. And it is the system that is being used to deprive you and me of our rights. It's not a Southern senator, it's the system. The Southern senator is using an outdated system, an antiquated system, a very tricky and treacherous system to further the political oppression and the political exploitation of 22 million black people in this country. So what must we do? As long as we're running around here asking the white man for civil rights, we're at his mercy. As long as we're in Washington, D.C. asking him for civil rights, we're at his mercy. The entire civil rights program has to be expanded. Expanded from the level of civil rights to the level of human rights. When you take it from the level of civil rights and put it on the level of human rights, you internationalize the problem. And when you internationalize it, you open the gate for support from every nation on this planet who is for the human rights of mankind. It's true that it's within the power of Uncle Sam to give or not give you and me civil rights. But human rights are something that you have when you're born. Human rights involves the right to be a human being. And in the United Nations Charter, you have what's known as the Covenant on Human Rights. The Declaration of Human Rights. There are committees that are set up in the UN for the sole purpose of fighting for the human rights of downtrodden people all over this earth. And now the human rights of the people in South Africa have been taken before the United Nations. The human rights of our people in Angola and Mozambique and the Congo have gone before the United Nations. It's not an accident that your and my plight has never reached the UN. You and I are more thoroughly trodden upon and exploited and spat upon than our brothers in South Africa and Angola and Mozambique and all other parts of this earth. But there has been a conspiracy to keep you and me barking up the civil rights tree so we wouldn't be aware of the human rights tree.
Time of Josephus. They're still back there talking about it could be the Hyksos.
One is because it was known that
hold on, Jim. The Hyksos, were they like us or were they white? What was that? The Hyksos.
They're Arabs. They look like Arabs. They're depicted in
and Arabs at the time were what?
Juicy, hold on, Juice, chill, fam. You're not in Egypt. Chill, fam.
There's somebody from Asia. I know that.
Okay, Asiatic people. That's what I thought. Okay, Asiatic people, not necessarily Arab, but Asiatic type, right?
Well, yeah, they look like the hairy people with turbans like that. They look like those people. They're not white. They got tans and shit. They're dark. They're not necessarily European, but you can see, like Afghanistan.
Yeah, they're not like Donald Trump, but they kind of like, they're not.
Yeah, the closest thing I can compare them to is an Arab.
Hey, doctor. The reason why I asked that question was because I know a lot of history over on that side. And I was asking that question because of the fact that I know for a fact about the Arab slave trade.
Okay.
And how like there was a big, push to mix. They were Asian and like right in the middle between Asia and Europe. So basically it was like a subgroup. You know what I'm saying?
Like I said, Asiatic. I get it.
Yeah, Asian in Europe, but they were like right there on the middle.
I got it. No, that's what I was thinking anyway. I was thinking that shit anyway.
Yeah.
I want to put it.
Hold on for 1 second, please. The Arab started the slave trade based on race. They the first one to
Yeah.
start that shit. So when you say a brother say Assalamu alaikum and they're not part of the Nation of Islam, they probably don't know or they're a complete idiot. Who that?
I wanted to they were speaking about where the Arab nation it's like it's Asia and Africa. So like it's like Northern Africa and then the most West Asia there. That's like the Arab nation there.
That's why,
Here we go.
Right.
I got it. I found it.
That's why I said use the word Asiatic. That's why I use the word Asiatic, what you just said. That's what I just
brother,
said.
I found it, brother. I've been able to find it.
You find it, good?
Yeah. So going back to the God, damn it, yo, why did okay, hold on.
Log you out. Your
Okay,
scholars
here
log
we-
you out.
Oh wait, but let me give them the source for the Hyksos and Josephus real quick.
Sure.
It's from his book Antiquity of the Jews,
Yeah.
the first book and chapter 14.
See, that's called
And then he brings it up again, and he tries to quote Manetho in book 1, section 82 to 93. So he didn't know who the hell the Israelites were either. Like they were still trying to figure out if the Exodus was real and who were those people over 2,000 years ago.
You said
That's
what?
because they were enslaved and they were like sold to like
Almost
mad
2,000 years
different-
ago.
Oh yeah,
They were
that's
enslaved and
the
like sold
narrative.
all over the world. So
They
they
was
obviously
enslaved with,
didn't know
who
that.
saying that? Who said they was enslaved? O'Neill?
Yeah,
Oh, they was enslaved in Egypt? Hold on. They was
they
enslaved in
were
Egypt?
enslaved all over the world. They were
asking you,
enslaved
was
in
they slave? I
Egypt.
got
They
you.
were enslaved in
Was they
Babylon.
enslaved in Egypt? O'Neill, was they enslaved in Egypt? Yes or no?
Yes.
Okay, you got any evidence of that?
That's not true.
I know.
Yo, listen, listen, the one thing I can say, there's literally Egyptian chariots in the bottom of the Red Sea.
You're a liar.
It's true, they found it.
I'm gonna help you. You're lying, but even they say that's not true. Even they say no evidence of that. You're a fucking liar, yo. Even they saying, yo, the Israelite came up here and said we got no evidence that even happened, yo. There was no evidence in the bottom of the water. That's what they said. No evidence, no wood, no
you can't watch the prince. You can't watch the Prince of Egypt.
No boat. I'm speaking. No nut. No boat. None of that, yo. It's on the bottom of the ocean because wood out is dissolved on the water. I get that, but you still got little nuts and boats that hold the wheel together. Even they say don't have no evidence of that. So you got to drop the line. You're not gonna lie on my live like that. That's a bold-faced lie. Even the Israelites say you got no evidence like that.
Well, I got something from the Harvard Divinity Bulletin. How about that one? All right.
Go ahead.
All right. I'm gonna read this one. And then I'm gonna get the Josephus jump. I'm gonna get the one because you said that about Egypt. It says and this is from a scholar from what's called from Harvard, right? His name is Israel Israel Cohen. It says when Joseph's brothers arrived in Egypt. Oh, nothing. I start from the top. It says
start with the facts. Go ahead.
Yeah, I start from the top. It says first we must consider which historical details and matter of fact, you can look it up if you look at the because I don't want to just sit act like I'm reading something and you look up Harvard Divinity Bulletin and stuff and regarding pinpointing the Exodus from Egypt. Okay, it says first we must consider the historical details in the Joseph and Exodus stories. So you got to see where, like the one brother said, you got to see where the claim is, right, and then go look for evidence of where that could possibly be at, right. So it says stories retrospectively may be correlated with events recorded in Egyptian inscriptions and archaeological findings. The first thing to know is that a great famine, like the one mentioned in the Joseph story, occurred around 1200 BCE. A given or take 25 years, right? It says, and to anchor the Joseph story in historical fact, we must assume that he was active during the period around 1200 BC during the Great Famine Crisis. It says when Joseph's brothers arrived in Egypt, Joseph discussed with the Pharaoh where they should live, which you'll find that cross-reference in Genesis 47 and 11, where it says, and Joseph settled his fathers and brothers and gave them a part of the state of Egypt. and
Wait,
the
hold on.
land of
Are you cross referencing in the same
Yeah,
book?
like you gotta slow down.
no.
You cross reference using another source. You can't. That is the claim. The claim is saying that Joseph went to Egypt. Where's the cross reference
Yeah,
outside
where's
of
the
that
cross reference in that?
saying that he was in Egypt?
I'm
Y'all gonna be famous.
reading it right now, right?
Okay,
I'm
so
reading
let's
it again.
No,
I'm
I
slow
got a
down.
question.
I'm slow
So
down.
let me tell you. So
I'm
let me
slow down.
hold on, guys. Like 1 second. Let me ask a question.
Hold on, y'all.
So whenever he's speaking about cross referencing, when because this is probably like a little bit of a dissertation. I don't think this is the writing. So what you would do is you would scroll down and see the sources. That's where the cross references come from, and that's how you can tell, you know, what information is being produced through this dissertation. So if you go down and look, you can see all the books.
Yeah. So I'm still reading the article, right? It says it's like the story of Joseph, respectively, is collaborated with the events recorded in Egyptian inscriptions and archaeological. Damn, I can't speak right now.
Archaeological.
Yeah.
Uh-huh.
Thank you.
Gotcha.
Archaeological findings. The first to know is the Great Famine. So within Egyptian archaeology, there was known as a huge famine that happened in Egypt. Same that correlates the one with the Bible. The reason the Israelites even went into Egypt was because there was a famine.
Oh, hold on. Okay, so time out. So you had a date on there. You said 1200 BC. Is that correct?
It says like mentioned in the Joseph story, which occurred around 1200 BCE.
Okay, let's stop right there. 1200 BC would have been the new kingdom. 1200 BC would have been the new kingdom in Egypt during King Ramses II. They don't have any hieroglyphics. King Ramses III, all of that during the 18th, the 19th, and 20th dynastic period. They don't have any records of that. That's what we're talking about.
And let me tell you this, friend. Let me tell you this. At the end of the day, I'm gonna ask this question, and I just want it because we keep getting these dynasties and stuff like that, especially when it comes to Egypt, and there's a hyper focus on Egypt, and I want my question answered. Why is there a focus on Israelites when there were bigger kingdoms, greater kingdoms?
Israelites were never a kingdom. They were just some people.
They were just some people with an idea, and even if they were people with an idea, they were mixed with Arab.
They was herding sheep. That's all.
It's never Jewish people.
And if you knew, and like you guys like. And I love how the convenience of missing the point of the Arab slave trade just kind of just goes over everybody's head. It wasn't something that was it wasn't something like you was talking about slaves earlier. But when you talk about slaves, what you're talking about is the Arab slave trade that moved in there. You wouldn't get Israelites without the Arab slave trade. And I want to know why there is a focus.
No. We know about the Arabs. There was Arab slave trades. That's where in the Bible it tells you that Joseph was sold into slavery into Egypt first.
You would not have that without the Arab slave.
Yes, we're not negating that. We're not negating that. But Joseph was just one of the sons of Jacob, which Jacob's name was later changed to Israel.
Therefore, we're gonna so let's reference this.
But wait, before we drift off, can he provide does he have on that document or that article the archaeological evidence?
Yeah,
because like you said, the sources should be at the bottom. If you just go to the bottom, it should list it should say wall relief, artifact, stone, comb, bone, something.
It has all that. I was just reading the article first, and so you can look it up. I named it so you can look it up and stuff.
Well, we're talking about a Hebrew sojourn in Egypt, right?
Yes, I'm trying to get to that.
Okay.
Well, I think what he's trying to do is place Joseph in Egypt and then build off of that.
That's what the Bible. That's how the Bible does that. That's what I'm trying to
Yeah.
say.
So is it, brother? Is it a comb? Is it his shoes? His body? Like, what is it? What is this archaeological find that places him in Egypt?
Foreskin.
Because remember earlier you said that it has to be, like you said, some type of
Wrote the book.
well, there has to what's the one? There has to be some type of reference, and then you go over there and be like, all right, cool. Is it correlating with anything that is
Right,
said?
right.
Yeah,
So we know the
that's
story
what-
of Joseph in Egypt, but where is the artifact? Where's the evidence of him being there in Egypt? Because the person just said it in the article. It says backed by archaeological evidence.
Yeah, they have it at the bottom.
Did they state what it was?
Yeah, but I gotta finish reading it because there's more to it.
Can I add something real quick before you continue? First, it's a lot of Egyptian that we have, a lot of the ancient Egypt that we have uncovered. I think it's less than 1% have been excavated, right? And someone also talk about the Arabs and the Israelites. The Israelites are just Jews, so we don't call Jews Arabs, right? They're two different set of people. So the Israelites are the Jewish people. They're Semitic. So yeah, so they can continue.
Yeah, because there's a difference between because you have the
Hey, I got a
Ishmaelites and
question for GMS real quick. GMS, how long you been in GMS?
going on, I would say for the past it's going on 9 years, man.
What is GMS? What is GMS?
And you know the elders, I'm gonna just say this. You know the
Israelite sect.
elders put out that we don't go forth into these unequally yoked congregations.
Hey man, yo, can we get the evidence? We ain't doing no Israelite gangbanging shit right now. Look, we learned.
We ain't doing
So
no
what
gangbanging
is the archaeological evidence regarding this famine?
So
Is it the famine or is it something else?
Hey,
And also
you ain't
I
about to
wanna-
be interrupting me like that, bro.
I just did. I don't want to hear that shit.
Let me help you with that bullshit. Hey, G, hold on. What is GMS? That's another Israelite group. GMS.
Yeah.
Yeah, great millstone.
It's what?
Great millstone.
Okay. What?
Great millstone.
Great.
You gotta say
Great millstone. It's just another group of he was about to try to make it real chaotic.
spin off
Like
camp.
this be y'all all Israelites, man. Leave that shit alone.
Yeah, I know.
So
Okay, let me ask this question then. Let me ask this question because again, like when somebody says that, like when old dude just came here and said that you're not supposed to go into unequally yoked spaces or whatever he said, and at the end of the day, if you know your stuff, like you can't tell me anything about like whatever I know because being somebody that is college educated, I know about biochemistry and all that kind of stuff. You really can't we can discuss scientific findings, and if you want to talk about like certain ideals, we can get into that. But you really can't tell me about what I know about mitochondrial. So at the end of the day, what it is what is it like? I don't want to hear that unequally yoked, and I don't want to hear that.
I'm not trying to help. Great Dot. What up there, Great Dot? Thank you for joining. You mad late. Thank you for that. You mad late to Great Dot. You mad late. Yeah, I'm not buying all that shit. I thought he wasn't an Israelite, but now he is an Israelite. I'm not really.
Somebody asked about the famine you had. It's the same amount of time period. I got to check back for like the exact date, but it's the same amount of time period the famine lasts. Famine Stella, right? In Egypt, it's written. There's Egyptian hieroglyphics, right? It's written in Egyptian hieroglyphic located on Sahel Island in the Nile, near the Nile there, right? So you have evidence of a famine lasting for 7 years.
That's the exact opposite of what happened. So the Bible claimed that it happened for 7 years, correct?
Yeah.
Yeah. So where's this location at? Where are they saying that this famine happened?
Yeah, like archaeological, like historical evidence.
It's on a stela. It's being talked about by the Egyptians, right?
Oh, you're talking about famine Stella?
Yeah, when they talk about the famine that happened, it's the Egyptians speaking, right? And we're lining this up with the Bible claims of 7 years. So how long did they say it happened? The famine in the Bible, 7 years,
7.
right?
Yeah.
7. So now the reason why scholars don't accept it is because the famine did not last 7 years. That didn't happen. There was no 7 years of abundance and 7 years of famine cycle. That did not happen.
I want to.
Factory on the board. Hey, listen, we're great live. I gotta go. I gotta go. I'll be back in a couple hours. I gotta go. Able to have a blessed day, Sunday, and this is called evidence, by the way. This is people know when evidence.
Let me drop this source real quick. It's Canaan in the second millennium BCE.
I kept my word.
Canaan in the second millennium BCE. Peace, y'all.
Star David. So I'm not saying they were Jewish, but see the symbol.
Yeah,
maybe they were. I'm not. But look, see the Star David.
Star David right there.
So that's called evidence, by the way. That's called.
No, right? Hey, look, I got you on YouTube. No jobs, dog. Follow 465 YouTube joint, man.
You got me?
Yeah. This is man. I'm sharing your joint.
All right.
Man.
Wait a minute. No jobs.
Everybody follow No Jobs.
Hold on. I got a YouTube channel.
No, I got one.
He put you on. He put you on the Syndicate.
Okay, yeah.
Culture and greatness. Right now, I was on No Jobs Live, man. I woke up every time I wake up, my homies and shit be out in the field doing the work. I'll be like, I can't even get enough sleep for these cats, man. I just was on the live with them last night. We did like a 10-hour live just the other damn day. That's how dedicated these niggas are. But shout out to everybody. Peace to the chat. Thank you guys for following. I think if we can get the fellas back today, we might can come on a day later, maybe. But we might need to talk about the Hebrews in Egypt or whatever the fuck they trying to put over there. They're trying to say that that all happened over there. So there's no evidence of it. And I'm willing to invite any one of them Jai Turkeys on the panel to discuss it. So that was crazy. Shout out to Patrice. That was wild. Beatrice, sorry, that was wild. That was wild. I was like, hold up, man. They start talking about the sojourn, and I'm like, there's no evidence. They've dug up, they've tried to find the evidence, but it doesn't fit. So if the glove don't fit, you must have quit, right? But yeah, thank you guys for showing up. Please hit the like button. If you guys are new to the channel and you like the content, I appreciate a subscription. Click like and share this stuff, man, because we this is season 2 of the push, and the fellas are getting warmed up for this season. You can hear them right now on the lives and shit. It's crazy. So I'm gonna leave y'all out with some exit music, man. I'm saying, get y'all out of here with this joint. You know what I mean? Peace, family.
Can you dig it? 1, 2. Can you dig it? Can you dig it? 1 tap. 1, 2. 1, 2. 1 tap. 2 tap.
Port City said, trust the science. Boy, I don't trust them people far as I can throw they butt. I'ma tell you about your little spit DNA test that is for entertainment purposes only. Now, what we want to see, I'm gonna tell the Native Americans, I'm gonna tell the indigenous so-called Mexicans. You can't be indigenous and Mexicans. Mexicans is a made-up term. It's a misnomer. We gonna keep telling y'all the same thing. Pull out them records, buddy. Show us. I want to see what they came up with your spit. Pull out some paperwork. Show us what you talking about. And since you want to trust your enemy so bad, show me one of your African cousins on there, Port City. Oh, and for the Mexicans and the Native Americans, show me when they dug up a mummy and they tested it and it said they got sickle cell. Show us that y'all got the sickle cell trait, because those are the Maya. We know we got the sickle cell trait. So somebody needs to stop lying over here, okay, buddy? Prove to us you're not off an orphan train, and prove to us that you come from Africa.
Is they're taking the swab? They don't do that. You have to spit. Listen to me.
Hold on, let me say something real quick. I'm gonna let you go. For the people in the chat, when he said that they do a spit test, you gotta spit in the tube. He swabbed the lizard's mouth and put the saliva from the lizard inside of the tube. That's how they get it from the lizard. Lizards can't spit. So therefore, he took the saliva from the mouth and stuck it in the tube.
He surely did. I saw
Let me tell you something, Port City.
Put it in there.
Oh my God. All right, wish I could just talk.
Yes,
let me just talk this out.
natural.
Let me tell you something.
Mhm.
Let me tell you something, Port City. Anytime when a man is on the currency or a female is on the currency, they are considered royalty. All right? Is that understood? Now, when you see a king on a dollar bill or currency, that is because that is theirs. Anytime when you see sharecroppers on the currency, that is because the land that they are cropping on is theirs. That is not a slavery thing. Nobody is going to take a bum off the street and say, put them on the currency. Yeah, that's it. Are you an idiot? What the fuck?
He was talking. You could hear the fear in his voice of the sellout. Like while he was
this dude ran as soon as I popped up.
All I could hear in sense was just
Hey,
like.
Tia, I see. Is they're taking a swab? They don't do that. You have to spit in a tube and put that in a tube and submit that.
So don't you think he probably swabbed the mouth
I'm just
and took
saying
the
for
saliva from the lizard and put it in the tube?
Hey, but look, y'all don't gotta believe me. It's okay. My second thing, real quick. I won't be on here long. Real quick. I want to show you guys because David ain't here, right? David popped off real quick. David showed you guys currency, right? With y'all on it, right? I want y'all to know that this is slaves being depicted on. Yes, it is. These are slaves being depicted on Confederacy currency.
Why would they put slaves on currency?
Again, you know,
Hey, David, when you go, David, I drop down for you to come back up.
Where David at?
Where's David? Hold on, y'all. Hold on. I got a question for Port City. I got a question for Port City. Since you got when was that article written?
And that's all.
Port City.
There's David right
This
there.
wasn't an article. This was during the time.
Even Godly's laughing at you.
I'm asking, when was that written?
That's a good article, Port City. That's a good article. Yeah.
ZZ, can you
That's a good article, Port City. You got the best receipts on this platform.
ZZ, can you stop yelling?
I'm out.
Port City got the best receipts.
ZZ, can you stop yelling? I'm trying to have a conversation. Look, now he dropped. I didn't even get a chance to ask him.
And you said go straight to the results, correct?
Yeah, I just was curious about your DNA results.
Okay.
Your DNA ancestry.
I'm going to the results right now. Okay. My results, it says Nigerian, 38%. Cameroon, Congo, West Bantu people, 18%. Ivory Coast, Ghana, 14%. Benin, Togo, 10%. Senegal, 5%. England, well, you just interested in the African part, right?
You know, mostly, I just wanted to see what percentage-wise of African DNA is running through your veins, my brother.
Okay, it says 30. Well, we got that part. Okay. Nigeria's East Central, 2%. And that's all I see. Oh, yeah, Mali, 4%. That's all I see concerning the continent of Africa.
Okay, good deal. My second question was, how much Native American ancestry do you possess?
Well, according to Ancestry.com, again, it says I have Indigenous American, Bolivia, and Peru, 1%. And Indigenous Americans, Mexico, 1%. Well, less 1%.
Nigga, you got to be crazy.